Welcome back to Beyond the Court, where we deep dive with some of the top leaders and coaches in volleyball and beyond. I'm your host, Courtney Thompson, with League One Volleyball, and we are so fired up for our first episode of Season 2. This is an incredibly special night brought to you by the LOVB Foundation. We are on site with some of the greatest influencers in and around the game of volleyball. We're going to hit them with some quick hits. Essentially, we're going to ask amazing people some very hard questions, and we're going to see what happens. But we're grateful to be here with you, and we can't wait for Season 2 of Beyond the Court. Malia and Peter, thank you so much for joining Beyond the Court. I want to start by asking both of you, if one of your kids were just starting club volleyball, what would you hope that they most got from their time, say 12 to 18 years of age, going through the club system right now?
I think for me, and we did have a daughter who played until 15, 16, that delicate time. And I think it is learning how to work with, play with people you don't like or coaches you don't like. And I think that's important, with teachers in school. It's something we tried to teach both of our kids because they're going to need to use that later in life, whether it's their career or work. Yeah. So,
Amen. Love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Much better answer than I'm going to give. That's a good one. No surprise.
Probably going to be, I was going to say, it might be common tonight, though.
Well, I'm using my parenting skills for that one.
That was a good one.
So that's why I'm better.
Courtney, I'm obsessed with the idea of belonging and creating a community where people can feel like they have a home. And I think, whatever the sport is, but in particular for us and our experience, the sense that you're worthy and that you can be part of a team, whether you're sitting on the bench or you're a starter, that you can have a community where you feel real love and worthiness. And that comes and goes, and there's good days and bad days, but that's something that comes out of club sports and particularly club volleyball that's really, I think, powerful. Mm-hmm. At least we certainly saw that with our daughter.
Yeah. Beautiful. And Malia, kind of on that note, in your background's so rich in this area, but what would you hope most that youth coaches understood really well?
Mm-hmm. I was going to say what he was just speaking about, belonging and feeling included really can start with the coach, setting the tone, making each player feel valued despite their skill level, especially if you're on a very competitive team, and really cultivating that inclusiveness. So I think one is, especially if you're going to work with teenage girls, you got to be a good mediator to be able, a fair one, but also learn how to, make sure each person is being included, because we know about, cliques and cattiness and things like that. I would say that, and being kind of emotionally aware themselves. Being able to, when you come from work and you get to the court and you're, getting ready for a practice, sort of being able to recognize anything that you might have brought from the office or from home, and be able to leave that behind. So that you can, focus on the needs of the players themselves.
Love that. It can be so hard.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yep. Those
for sure.
are the challenges.
Peter, coming from a place of deep respect, you have done so many impactful things in your career and have had a lot of external success when folks would look at it and say, wow, you've done a lot of things. At this point in your career, how important is winning, and how would you define success?
Look, winning is fun. It is. Yeah. And the question is who you walk on the way to getting there. And I think if you can win together, if you can find a way to make winning a we, not an I, then win all you can. Let's get after it. Because I think winning is good. It's you have goals, have objectives, have things you're going after. So I'm not shy. I'm not a legendary Olympic athlete like so many people in this community and like you, Courtney, but I want to win. And I wake up every day fighting for it. We wouldn't be here if this incredible community wasn't really intensely focused on winning. For me, that said, is what are you trying to win? And for me, I go back and I do think at its very core, we are trying to do a few things. One is raise the profile of volleyball to the state it should be at. This is one of the greatest games in the world, and I don't know that it has the visibility that it should. I don't think it's been celebrated on a stage like it should be. So I think achieving that. And then I also think success for us looks like a lot of extraordinary young people growing into the fullest version of themselves through the sport of volleyball when they're young, going on to when they go to college. And so if we can do those two things and a few others, that's success. And so I want to fight every day for that.
Oh, fired up. So, I love it. Malia, for you and your work with the LOVB Foundation, how would you define success in this arena?
That's a great question. I feel like one of the things I think that Kathy might have spoken about before was increasing access, bringing the game to more and more people, as many people as possible. And so that's an initiative that the foundation is working on this year. In particular, we're, for example, creating and bringing free to participate youth camps for people who might not have ever even have stepped on a volleyball court before, or maybe they, played for briefly in PE, and so they can come and they can have the exposure to some really top level coaching, but it is about having them come and experience what a great sport it is, and then hopefully if they're interested, repeat those camps, or introduce them to sort of the network and the community that we have of volleyball in their area.
Beautiful. So excited to see kind of where that side of the sport goes as, the pro league hopefully here takes off and we get to a higher level in that way too. I'm curious to ask you both this because of your own experiences and also your work with foundation and just creating this vision of love to begin with. But how would you teach someone to really give something everything they have while also not letting it become their identity? So I think there's a lot of young athletes that struggle with anxiety and kind of playing it safe and this fear of failure. And we want to say, hey, go, give it everything. And yet this doesn't define you. How do you two make sense of that?
It's kind of it's balance, right? You're talking about balance in some regard. And I actually think that when you're maybe talking about youth athletes, that it might need to be modeled or at least brought up as a conversation through the parents as well as the coaching, because they're the ones who understand how important that is. And if you're a youth athlete and really passionate about volleyball, you might lose sight of that sometimes. And it's modeling it. It's also making sure that they have that balance as well. I'm a big proponent for playing as many sports as you can when you're young, until it becomes untenable to do so. Right. And but also, keep going out with your friends, keep having, do well in school, have a lot of things going on. It actually will make you a better volleyball player.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Echo that. Ditto. Well said.
Yeah.
I love when occasionally parents will call me, folks that we work with, and say, hey, my kid's feeling pretty anxious lately. Will you talk to him? And almost more than mental skills or going through anything, it's like, hey, when's the last time you lost your shit laughing? Really? Mm-hmm. Because it's presence, it's connection, it's letting go, it's deep breathing. It's all these things that we would teach, and a good indicator that maybe the balance is a little off. But
yeah.
What would you add to that, or would you answer it?
I think the only thing I'd add is maybe it's okay that it's their identity, as long as underneath that there's a foundation of a feeling that they're worthy, regardless of how that identity plays out. Meaning, put everything you got into it. And you know what? It still may not work. Yeah. But underneath that, you're still going to be okay. And that feeling comes from the people who love you. It's really hard to develop that yourself. It has to come from the people who are around you, who believe in you and love you. And I sometimes think that the big criticism pointed at youth sports is that the parents are too obsessed and maybe their identity is too tied up in the kids playing the sport. So I do wish the parents focus more on saying, I want you to go all in. I'm all in with you. But either way, God, you're amazing. That'd be a good place to start, because then you can go all in and see where it goes, right? But underneath, you're going to be okay.
I love that. What a great frame. You've done a lot of amazing things, as we've talked about. What helps you do really difficult things? I think most beautiful things are on this other side of a lot of hard, and I appreciate your ability to kind of stand in the fire. So what do you go to when things get tough?
I think two places. One is experience. I think like many, you and other athletes, not that I am in that terrain, is, I've fallen down a lot. And the one thing I've proven to myself that I believe about myself is I'm pretty good at getting back up and dusting my knees off. Yeah. And it turns out you can get a lot of things done in the world if you can just get back up and keep walking. So I think that has been something through literally running marathons and things. I've sort of learned that I can just kind of keep going. I'm a bit stubborn like that. So I think that's been good. And I think the other thing for me that sort of helped me keep moving ahead is, I use the phrase stubborn optimism. I just absolutely hold to this belief in the possibility of what this can be. And I just will fight tooth and nail to hold to that, regardless of all of the evidence that says no, or all the people who say no. I just keep stubbornly grinding forward in the belief that it's possible, and then it might come true.
On that note, what for both of you, what is one of the most energizing visions you have for League One volleyball at this point in the journey?
Well, I'll say from the foundation perspective, but it goes through. It's part of the ethos of all of the love umbrella and the community, is that, our goal, our mission is that anybody who wants to play volleyball can play volleyball. That has the opportunity to. Yeah. So I just see that can go so many places, and we're just getting started. So I would say, having that vision come to life is where I'd like to see it to go.
I got a handful. Is that all right?
Yeah. I knew he had more, more fleshed out.
One, we know the evidence backs this up, that if you want to change the trajectory of a family's life, have their kid go to college, particularly for families who haven't had a chance to have any of them go to college before. Yeah. So I'd like to see 10,000 kids each year from the Love community go to college when no one in their family has gone to college before. Because that means a lot of things are going right. Access, opportunity, scholarship, all of that is going on. It doesn't have to be D1, might be D3, might be just getting dollars to go to college to start realizing their family's dreams, right? So that's number one. Number two is this year, this coming season for pro, we're going to be on Wednesday nights on USA Network as a regular scheduled primetime event. That's a big deal. Let's go. So can I have a goal that happens like 2 months from now? Isn't that crazy? Like it's already here. So cool. It took the W and the NWSL like 10, 15 years to get there. We're getting there in our second season. Watch out where volleyball is going to go from there. It's just going to be incredible. And then the last one for me is cultural breakthrough. I want people to realize that in the world of sports culture, volleyball is as big as football is culturally in the foundations of the United States. And I just don't think people have that perception. Individually, a lot of particularly young women know that as they kind of go out and finish college and go on and network. They'll network with their volleyball teammates from when they were playing youth volleyball or college volleyball. They're still their best friends. But I don't think the broader society appreciates what a cultural force it is. We got to get that done. That's our work.
Yeah, beautiful. Last question. This community, you guys have started this community and continue to have such an impact. What are you both most grateful for when it comes to the greater community of love?
Friendship, mentorship. I have met now some of the people who I will call my best friends for life. And isn't that just a simple gift to be given? Truly. Beyond everything else, to have the friendships we've developed, it means the world to me. So that, and related to that is, when you call something LOVB and pronounce it love, community is the heart of it. And so for me, I have found a community that I think will hold me for all my days. It means the world to me.
I'm going to say ditto to everything he said, but another wonderful thing that I didn't anticipate was this is the first thing we've done together. because I come from a psychology background,
right.
academic, and he's the
A bullshit
serial entrepreneur. And so even though we are pretty separate, thank goodness, that helps. Being able to share, and this is the sports world, the volleyball world is, I'm going to say, new to us, but so I get great play-by-plays about after each program, when we're on foundation calls with all our friends. But that's been a beautiful thing, is something that we're doing together, getting to experience and share together.
So cool. I feel like thank you doesn't do it justice, but I am beyond grateful for both of you and what you've created for all of us that love this sport, and opportunities we didn't know were possible. And it is an honor to get to be in the trenches with you. So thank you for joining me on the court today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Paula, hi. Thank you for being on.
Hello. So exciting.
Very grateful to have you on. We go way back. Obviously, you were my coach in the London Olympics. You competed in 3 Olympics, and you coached at, many, many levels. You've done a lot of hard things. So I'm curious, 3 Olympics is a long time, and you even had some gaps in there. So mentally, physically, what did you do to get through tough times, and how does that show up for you now?
I think the hardest Olympics was 84, because we trained 8 hours a day, 7 days, 6 days a week. We did have one day off. So it was challenging. And I think mentally that set the tone, because not a lot of athletes could do that day in and day out. So mentally I was able to kind of just dial in, know what I wanted. Yeah. And then after that, I don't want to say it's easy, but then we went to only 4 hours a day with weekends off. So it was, and I think for longevity, it was nicer to have, just one session. Yeah. Terry Liskevich started that when I joined the team. So
amazing. True or false? You thought, because of your experience, we were soft in the London Olympics? Were you like, oh, they don't even know? They don't even know how to work.
No, I don't even compare. It's like
really?
you can't even compare. It's just different challenges, different times. You guys were studs. I told you, if I was to go to battle, to war, you were the person I would go with.
Let's go. Likewise, I appreciate that. Thank you. Do you have in all of your experiences, this is a hard question, but do you have a favorite memory or a favorite moment that you go to?
I think for me, it was just the friendships that you've made over this. I think I was, 4 Olympics, I skipped one, so it was 4 quads. And just not just the American girls or the coaches, but it was also the Peruvian players that then you played with in Italy, the Italian players, and so I kind of feel like I travel all over the world to visit my friends because everyone's in a different country.
Yeah, that's so cool. What energizes you most about the state of the game now? Like, the game has evolved in a lot of ways, but when you watch it, when you coach it now, you're coaching Love Houston, which has been amazing, but what energizes you the most?
I just love the speed of the game, where it's gone, and people are hitting it harder and faster and jumping higher, and it's just fun to watch. I think bringing back some of the things that we had way back in 84, I don't know what they call them, fades and tricks and some other things, and the spick out of the back row. It's just exciting. Yeah. And just the physicality of the players is just fun to watch.
It's wild. Sometimes I sit there, I'm like, how did I compete with these guys? They're huge.
I'm 6'1", and I would probably be libero now.
So good. So good. Well, Paula, thank you for the impact you've had on my life, on our country, on the sport of volleyball, and we're so grateful to have you in it, and love you. Appreciate you.
So grateful to be here at Love. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. Kenny and Kate, thank you so much for joining Beyond the Court. I know you guys have a few kids that compete at a high level. You guys are in the club scene heading into college. So I want to start by asking you, how do you help support your athletes without creating too much pressure to perform at a high level? What's that like as a parent?
I think we just got to do kid-led. They're the ones, if they want the extra reps, we plan the extra reps. So just a lot of listening to what they're asking for. Yeah. So a lot of checking in, mental, physical, all that. So just open conversations to know what they want.
Yeah. Love it. Anything to add?
I just try to keep it fun with them. I mean, they are kids. I do try to put a little bit of pressure. It's like, hey, you're in the mecca for volleyball, I would argue. And there's people that are going to outwork you at times. And, you know, my daughter is really tall. Yeah. My son he was tall when he was younger, and now he hasn't hit a growth spurt. So, you know, put the extra work in. Just, you know, if you're out there, have fun, but kick some butt too.
Get after it. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Fired up.
Yeah.
What is if you think about your kids in the club system, what is the one thing you hope they take away most from competing in volleyball?
Honestly, being part of a team. We saw this summer with my daughter going through the recruiting process. Just being able to work out on court, you know, you're on a team, so the dynamics. We're paying for the club, and so there's different things that come along with it. There's different politics. There's whatever that's going on. Being a kid, working through as a team to try to win, it takes a whole team. So I think that's kind of what I've loved about it is you're competing, you're learning life lessons, and you're contributing as a teammate, not just an individual.
Yeah.
It's been kind of fun to see.
So for sure.
Yeah.
So much nuance, right? So much challenge
Totally.
and it's going to be forever. Yeah.
Yeah. And their friends are becoming family. Teammates are family. We travel together, you know, and I think middle school boys starts now and it goes all the way till July without a break. So these people become like your carpool buddies, your can't go out on a Friday night, so let's stay in and watch a movie. So they just, you know, to me, it's the relationships.
Yeah.
And then the connections as well with the coaches. Because if you stay with the club, which has been a big choice that we've kind of made to stick with the club, is you see coaches for not just one, but a few years. And so those connections are super important.
Yeah. Kenny, you bring some vibes to some tournaments. Can you talk about kind of what that represents for you dressing up for tournaments and bringing some good energy?
Yeah, again, trying to have fun and just make it memorable. So there's been a couple, actually a bunch of them. One year for Easter, actually 2 other friends have daughters that play, and we decided we were all going to dress up as the Easter Bunny. So on Amazon, ordered the Easter Bunny suit. So we were in Vegas. Yeah. Our other friends were in, I think, Charlotte, and then our other friends were in Chicago, and we were taking pictures. It was fun. It got a little weird. There's kids coming up and hugging me and taking pictures.
Oh my God.
But the girls on the team had a good time with it, and I was posing for pictures with them.
Yeah.
Been Santa.
I was Santa one of the years.
Where's Waldo?
The Where's Waldo one
Oh yeah,
was,
that was solid. I did see this one. I was like, this is
I mean,
setting the bar high.
It was in Salt Lake City, and the LDS church was getting out of their mass session, and so I was walking around downtown Salt Lake in between breaks getting lunch, and the church got out, and people were like, "Hey, found you." Some kid stopped a vehicle like in the middle of traffic and goes, "Ah, found you," and just took off. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You ever get in there? Mix it up?
We've got like some 3D printed chains. We wear big chains, SCVC. Now we'll have to switch over to SC Rockstar, but you know, it makes it fun, and the kids like it. So far, we haven't been asked to stop bringing the spirit, so we'll keep doing it.
Yeah. I a lot of respect for your guys' approach in several ways, but what is one challenging thing as a parent? I think there's naturally competitive, you know, you guys want what's best for your kid, and of course the team, and maybe the coaches have a different perspective slightly in a healthy way. But what has maybe been one challenge for you guys?
I think volleyball is hard because it's a game of mistakes.
Yeah.
And so you really have to work on the mental game with your kids. And so, you know, just working to work through that and, you know, support that you're not always going to be at 100% every time. You know, those expectations are there, especially as they get older, to be showing, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. Yeah. So I think that's really the mental aspect has been the toughest.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yes!
I know, I get going.
Yes.
I can't help it.
I know.
Thank you so much. Yes. That was sick. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to Beyond the Court. Make sure to hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss the next episode. And to learn more about League One Volleyball, follow us on Instagram at LOVB. In the meantime, keep working hard, having fun, and go on and spread the love today. We'll see you next time.